time. It took me a long time and a lot of circumstances and situations not going my way, not going the way that I would like for me and my kids, for me to realize that that was important and to finally take it seriously. So if anybody's interested in getting their GED, make sure you talk to her. Make sure you talk to her. I'm sure there's something out there, and they are the people that's going to find something near you that can help you. So we have next, Dress for Success, Yvonne.
I'm Yvonne Williams. I'm the client coordinator of Dress for Success Twin Cities. I am the first to say it took me 10 years after high school, dropping out to get my GED. You can't get a decent job without it. And that's also what I'm about. Dress for Success Twin Cities, we are a nonprofit. We provide women's apparel and help you get back to work by providing different programming to help empower and guide you. So whether you're looking for work, we have a program for that. If you're employed, we have 2 programs for that. One of them focuses on job retention, how the workplace operates and how do you get along with your coworkers and how do you keep your emotions from running that show. I've been there for 5 years. I started out as a client and volunteer myself. I was only recently hired, excuse me, a year and a half ago, going on 2 years actually, because they enjoyed and they liked what I did, and I love it there because we help so many women. We've helped almost 1,000 women this year alone. Wow. With business attire for whether they're interviewing or employed. Hey, little man. We are referral based. Women of Worship is in the process of becoming a referral agency. I also have a list of a whole bunch of different organizations. We work with over 190 different organizations out there that can refer you to us. Wow. It's huge. It's very energetic there. It's very positive there. I am an example of the results of Dress for Success. When I first was placed there as a volunteer to be observed, I didn't know what I could do mentally or physically on the job because I hadn't worked for 8 years. I was stuck in bed with chronic pain. I still deal with chronic pain every day. In fact, I have to move this arm, I'm sorry. But since then, I've gone through our Going Places Network, the employment readiness class that we have. I've gone through our Professional Intelligence Initiative, which focuses on job retention. I'm also a participant in our professional women's group that meets once a month. So we have ongoing programming to help encourage and guide you if you are looking to get back into work or need assistance as you're employed.
And next we have Pastor Barbara Miles. She is amazing, you guys. Everything that we need is not just about a job or education. We also have spiritual and emotional needs. And this is a woman that I admire. I truly admire, and she inspires me, and I just thank her for being here. Pastor Barbara Miles.
And she stated, I'm Barbara Miles, and I really deal with women's aches, hurts, and pains. Women have issues, and that's why a lot of times we're in the situation that we are because we have not dealt with our stuff. And so bi-monthly, I have a women's gathering, and we deal with the real. We talk real talk, and we know that God is our answer, and so we've got to be able to be free to talk about our stuff. Sometimes we oppress it or suppress it, we keep it down, we're bound up. And so my goal is to get women to be empowered by becoming free from their stuff. I'm also a domestic abuse specialist. I came to the Twin Cities 25 years ago. I'm a survivor is what I am because I almost lost my life to domestic abuse. So I like to tell women to flee that. And there's signs that you need to be aware of. And you need to educate yourself so that you will know what to do and do it quickly. So that's basically what I do. I do a lot of prayer, a lot of counseling, and I am available. Thank you.
Amen.
And next we have also a domestic abuse advocate, would you call it? Domestic abuse advocate. We met actually recently at a conference in St. Cloud. And it was really, I learned so much in that class. I'm also a survivor as a child, not as an adult in a situation that I've been in. But it's always touched my heart when it came to the children because of what I watched. I mean, we were scared to ride in the back seat because we thought he'd catch us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's some things that I remember and I think about when I see how things affect children. But so we have Dora Hope here, and she will let you know what she has.
Thank you. Well, my name is Diane, and I have to say, first of all, what a joy to be here with you, to see so many of you accept Jesus. And thanks. Pastor Emmanuel, that's one of my favorite names, Emmanuel. And when you look at the New Testament, there's two meanings of Emmanuel. And Emmanuel means God with us. But there's two meanings for with. We're all with each other, but pretty soon we're all going to go our own way. But when it says God with us, that word, the best picture I've ever seen of is like you're making a biscuit. And you put your flour and your sugar and your egg and your milk and your baking powder and your salt and you mix it all together and you bake it. Scientists can't pick out those flakes of baking powder or those little specks of salt. That's what with means. And so when the enemy pokes at me or other people try to tell me who I am that goes against what God says, I say, I'm his biscuit girl. So a lot of you tonight are now his biscuit girls and boys. I went through some very bad things by some very bad people when I was little, and it continued all the way through adulthood. I've been out for 25 years. I should have been dead many, many times, but I have such a passion and such a heart to see men, women, and children free from the effects of abuse. 20 years ago, I started one of the first Christian shelters for women and kids in the United States. Went on to pastor at church, but God called me back to this work. I have worked over 2 decades doing inner healing prayer ministry to men and women and kids who have been abused. I've worked with a lot of young people, a lot of teenagers. So we do a lot of inner healing prayer. But we also have written 2 curriculums. One is called Authentic Hope. And of course, Authentic Hope is Jesus Christ. And we do support groups, Christ-centered support groups for women who've experienced abuse. And we just started a new group called Hope-Filled Kids. So it's a group for children 9 to 12 who have been abused or who have witnessed abuse. It has the same effect on our brains. So we are working toward starting more shelters, not just here in the Twin Cities. We're working up on the Indian reservations, working in Mexico. We do a lot of conferences, a lot of workshops, because I know for me, having the information was vital. It was vital. And it began to turn on those light bulbs in my life. So just to kind of sum it up, we educate. We do the direct program through prayer ministry, biblical counseling, and support groups. And we are working towards starting more shelters because there's a lack of them, unfortunately. Something that sets us apart, I think. We have such a heart for the men as well. And our tagline is to see lives redeemed, but to see families restored. And I'm a great grandma. I've got 2 great grandkids, 9 grandkids, 3 grown children. They all love Jesus, and that's a miracle from what we came out of. And I always say that I was the most broken of the broken. I don't think there's many stories in here that I couldn't relate to. And so when Jesus has done that for you, you can't help but give it away. And what I saw happen in my family, I just want to speak to you mamas and dads for a minute. What I couldn't do for myself, I could do for my kids. And the Lord kept giving me a picture when it got so hard and I just wanted to fall on my face. He kept giving me a picture of myself at an old wooden hand plow, plowing through dry, hard ground, because I was the first one on both sides of the family who was giving my life to the Lord. And when I wanted to give up, God would say, look behind. And I would look, and I would see soft soil, and I would see my kids and grandkids, and hundreds of others coming through. Don't give up. Don't give up. Jesus has a great plan for your life. Thanks.
Wow. We have one other speaker coming to us, and we're really grateful. One of the number one needs is housing. You know, we all need it. I'm a product of this program. I'm gonna let you know. Section 8 for many, many years. And it is an honor to have him here. We thank you, and we have fun.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Eltero Carroll. Most of what I'm going to share with you will probably be on an interactive level at the tables, but I'm here to share with you all the type of programs we have to help house not only families, but seniors, veterans, and others that are in need of affordable housing. That's our primary goal, to create sustainable communities and affordable homes for individuals. I brought a guide with me. It's a lot of information, but it's based on your need. We have information about our Section 8 programs. We have a list of every property that we finance that accepts Section 8 or may have a wait list for individuals in need. We have some information about legal services around housing if you're having some issues around evictions and things of that nature. And we have it for every county in Minnesota. I work here locally in Minneapolis, but I cover all of Minnesota and part of Wisconsin. So just stop over and we can talk about your individual needs because we can go on and on with everything that HUD does. But God bless you, and hope to see you.
Again, these are the resources. They will be back in the kitchen momentarily. I would like to introduce us, actually. I think we forgot to do that. My name is Nikisha, and we are Women of Worship. We are a subsidiary of Soulless Ministries. We meet here every fourth Saturday of the month, reaching out to women and men. We have an awesome worship team, which you guys saw part of them today. And really our heart is just to reach out, period. To reach out and to help all of us find that leader that God has put in us and develop it. All of us, because each and every one of us have been through something. All of us have been through something. We don't have to necessarily be in the streets or in the strip clubs or, you know, in the tracks. We don't have to be there to need help. We need help. I need help. And so our ministry has a meeting every month. We come together, we fellowship, we hear a word, we worship, and we also have a few other things that we do. If you're interested in knowing anything about them, come see one of us. My name's Nikisha. Damaris is in the back. Andrea, I think you've seen her running around. And I think that's all of us that are here. Damaris?
Our next meeting will be 19th before, what is this, Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving. We always do the fourth Saturday, but we want to make sure people go to enjoy, you know, with their families. So, yeah, so feel free, and those that gave their lives to Christ, and there's a church here. I forgot to say that. There's a church here, Pastor Dave. He's the pastor. They meet on Sunday 11. Sharon comes to this church. It's amazing church has given us this place to use this place. And I am so blessed. So please, if you gave your life to Christ, but of course see Pastor Emmanuel that was speaking and he will kind of connect you more. But there's a church here that meet here at 11 in the morning. So I think that's all. Feel free to connect with us, and then we have prayer team. Bob, can you raise your hand? Bob will be praying with people, and Pastor Emmanuel too, and feel free to see them, and Paul too. Okay, God bless you. And me too. Okay, God bless you, Nikisha.
Okay. Thank you everyone. We'll let our resources go. I'm gonna do a couple raffles before I don't know what I did with the pen. Before we get out of here, we got cotton candy. I don't know if they got the popcorn machine going on. I mean, there's a lot of other things that'll be there. I'm sure they've had time to reset the room. There's a lot of other stuff, some stuff for the kids back there. So yes, definitely go back there.